So now most chase scenes are just noise, right? So cars go fast, things blow up, and somewhere around the third cut, you stop knowing who is where and why you should care. One of my favorite movies, Kingsman, The Golden Circle. The opening of this film does the exact opposite. It throws a fist fight, it throws a car chase, a crash into a lake, and a tunnel escape at you, all stacked on top of each other, and you never once get lost. And this is not luck, guys. This is engineering. This is pure engineering on every single level. And here's why I'm breaking down a 2017 film in 2026, almost a decade old. See, spectacle has never been cheaper. AI tools will generate you a car chase in an afternoon. What they will not give you is this, right? Literally this. A sequence where you always know where you are, who wants what and where, and what just changed, right? That is engineering, not generation. So by the end of this, I'll show you the one piece of it you can steal, even if you're shooting on a phone with one actor and zero budget. So let's get into it, my friends. So now here's why most chase scenes don't work, right? 3 things usually go wrong. One is you lose the geography. The camera cuts so fast, so close that you cannot really tell where the cars are in relation to each other. Nothing feels like it's building. 2, the cutting is usually hiding something. It's either a stunt double, a rig, a cheat, so the edit is working against you instead of for you. And 3 is there are real stakes, right? It's just spectacle happening at you. Now, if you take a look at this, watch this scene. So the first thing to notice is where the sequence starts, right? It's not with the chase. It is with a fist fight in the back of a cab in a confined little box. Right now, guys, this is deliberate. Before they give you the spectacle, they lock you into a small, legible space with 2 people you can see clearly, right? You kind of layer in the geometry of the cab, right? The front seat, the back seat, the doors before anything starts moving fast. So when the cab does, launch into the street, you're already kind of oriented inside it. So the big feels bigger because the small came first. And here's a shot I want you to keep an eye on. There's a graphic that looks like a throwaway, a bit of a spy movie set dressing, but it's not. It's doing the single most important job in the entire sequence. See if you can catch it before I point it out. So now once the chase kicks off, right, the film does 2 things quite brilliantly. First, it keeps the fighting inside the cab completely legible. This is classic Brad Allen's stunt team. It's like basically the same lineage of Jackie Chan's crew. And their whole philosophy is that the audience has to be able to read the hit. Look how they do it in a space this cramped, right? Every action starts and finishes inside the frame. The camera holds long enough for the hit to land, and the cut comes on the impact, not before it. It's basically tight coverage, but you never lose a beat of the choreography. They even give a fight basically a clear visual rule, which is Charlie's cybernetic arm. The metal hand is instantly readable, so every time it comes into frame, you know exactly what the threat is. There's no confusion. Like that. See that? No confusion at all. Is because if you watch the art of it, the wheels pop out like in a wall of smoke, right? The hand drops to the lever, the speedo is buried and the camera lifts straight overhead, and the cab drifts sideways like this in front of the stands and kind of just slides away. Like on paper, that is the most disorienting move in the whole sequence, but on screen, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. The cab, your anchor, it always stays dead center. Always stays dead center of the frame the entire way around. You always know where the anchor is. It's clarity again on purpose. Now, this is my favorite part of like this entire chase scene. And now basically the film cashes in everything it's set up, right? Because this is the best driving stretch in the entire sequence. Just, bro, look at this. He's driving blind, flat out, right? Through a shattered windscreen cockpit. Like, you know, cockpit, wheel, speedometer, and then he swings out in the wrong way, head on to the buses. Through the city, like look at this scene. Like through a city that will not move for him. Count the camera angles in this stretch. Literally, we have windscreen POV, we have cockpit, like look at this windscreen POV, cockpit, then we have the wheel, we have the gauge, aerial, street level. This aerial shot is just like phenomenal, you know? A different angle almost every second, total chaos, and you never lose the cab. And that is exactly where normal chase scenes usually collapses into noise. The drift is just immaculate. And this one doesn't go into chaos because every single one of those angles is still anchored to the same object, which we established way in the beginning, right? And out of all that madness, it threads a needle, right? One stone gate into the dark of Hyde Park. Like right here. Boom. We see all the people following in. And then I think there's some sort of like escalation as well, because off the streets into the dark, pursuers are still like right on him, right? Look at that. So now Merlin finally gives him the go. The weapon bay opens. A missile goes up. One fireball and the pursuers are gone. A fist fight has become ordnance inside 5 minutes. And that right there, with the chaos at its absolute peak, the film plays the smartest card in the whole sequence. That is right here. Right freaking here. Wow. This is the shot I was telling you about, you know, to watch for. Merlin pulls up a GPS map. And for a couple of seconds, you see the whole route. Where the cab is, like where the cab is, Galahad, and where it's going straight to like Hyde Park. And it reads like a throwaway spy graphic, but it is the single most important shot in the entirety of the sequence. Because why I'm saying is because that one image kind of hands you the goal. From here on, you're not just watching like a car go fast, right? Over here, you know exactly, like over here, like you're not watching a car go fast. You're exactly watching, you know exactly where it's trying to get to. So when the next 60 seconds get completely insane, you never lose the thread because your brain subconsciously already has the map. That's the trick, right? Give the audience a clear goal and a fixed point, and you can throw anything at them. Take the map away and this exact same footage is just pure noise. So take a look at the full staircase you've just climbed. We have a fist fight in a cab, a street chase, wrong way traffic, drifting, a missile in Hyde Park, every beat bigger than the last. Each one with a clean start and finish, and the map you just saw pays off immediately, right? Because the destination it showed you is underneath a lake, because there's a lake in between. Now, watch. The cab over here drives straight into the Serpentine and just sinks completely. The water fills up, and then over here the police pull up at the water's edge and they're already too late. Wow, you get the win. And then over here, because the cab is escaping underneath them through the old Victorian storm drains, you can see it right here. So now they're all the way back towards HQ, and each step tops the one from before, right? And none of them blur together because each beat gets a clean start and a clean finish. And wow, look at this. Here's the colorist read. Because the grade is doing quiet work too. The entire street chase lives in warm amber, sodium lamps, tungsten shop fronts, and the second cab hits the water, the whole palette flips to teal, right? Like, flips to teal. And when it climbs into the storm drains, the warm brick brings back home. So 3 acts, 3 palettes, the grade tells you which chapter of the sequence you're in before your brain has even caught up. Literally. Look at that. And notice the visual effects here are enormous, gigantic. The water, the tunnels, but you never think about them, you know? You never think about, oh, that's good VFX. It's because every effect is spent on keeping you oriented. It's not meant to show off. The tech is invisible because it's serving the clarity, not competing with it. So here's what you actually take from this. And none of it needs a budget, I promise you. 1, start contained. Establish a small, clear space before you go big. 2, anchor the action to one object the audience understands and keep coming back to it. 3 is, and this is the one I promised you, give me the audience map. Show them the goal early, even with one cheap graphic or one line of dialogue, and you buy yourself permission to make everything after it chaotic. 4 is build a staircase, each beat bigger, each one with a clean start and finish. 5, spend your production value on clarity, not on showing off. So I know a lot of amateurs keep doing like, oh my god, I can do this VFX, I can do this thing, let me just put all the VFX knowledge I have in one scene. No, that's not a good way to go. You can do all 5 of those with one actor, a phone, and a location. The Kingsman scene has 100 people and a lake. The principles are identical, and in 2026 they matter more than ever because anyone can generate chaos now, right? Nobody can generate clarity, and that is still craft, that is still taste, and it is still yours to be. So if you want to go deeper on composition and blocking, I break it all down in my Skillshare class, Cinematic Composition Mastery. Links in the description. First month is free, so that'll help you, give you a starting point or refresh your skills, whichever where you are. And tell me in the comments which scene I should reverse engineer next. I am reading all of my comments. Until then, see you in the next one. Peace.